I'm a woman in America. I do what I want. Taxi! Get over here. I'm about to go to Dubai.
Welcome to the airlines. How can I help you today?
Give me my plane ticket, woman. I'm trying to go to Dubai.
Ma'am, would you like a hot towel or some peanuts?
Nobody want no peanuts. I'm going to Dubai.
Welcome to Dubai, everyone. I hope you had a nice flight. Enjoy your stay.
I'm in Dubai. I do what I want. Let me try something. Nope.
No.
The tongue of a woman is as powerful as the fist of a man of might, and a single word timely placed can disarm the mightiest of men. But a single word can also cause a wound that takes longer to heal than a wound caused by the jagged edge of a sword. Now, have you ever pondered why it is said that the pen is mightier than the sword? In the literal sense, it would appear that, this is rather ridiculous, to use a ballpoint pen to confront a man who's wielding a sword. But the context of the pen is the representation of the word, and like the word in a pen comes the power to either build or destroy. And you can more often find women manifesting with words where men are often told to stop talking and do, because actions speak louder than words. But actions are not always as powerful as words. For words have the power to both cause and terminate actions. Now, biblical scripture, John 1:1, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." So it would seem that on average, considering that women are often much more verbal than men, that the potential for godlike power disproportionately resides in the mouth of women, if words are used to manifest reality. But if a woman is oblivious to the power of manifestation that resides in her mouth, she may be prone to confront the physical world where men dominate and manifest a check that her physical cannot cash. But it seems to be commonplace in Western societies and in the Western world to find a woman challenging men verbally. And several social experiments have shown that people are less reactive when a woman is verbally assaulting a man. And some people even found it amusing to witness a woman berating a man in public during this experiment. But for a man to lose control of his tongue when confronting a woman is deemed socially unacceptable. And in the West, it is commonplace for men to come to the aid of women who are being confronted by a man with a reckless tongue. But if it is required that a man exercise restraint and withhold his sword, which is the physical, has there been just as much reproach and social responsibility aimed at women to exercise restraint and withhold their weapon of choice, which is the verbal? So, here we have an American woman who was imprisoned in Dubai for yelling in public at a man while she was at a car rental. Now, the first thing that comes to mind is, what's the purpose for getting loud? Well, number one, it's an intimidation factor. Or number two, it's to bring attention to your situation so that someone can come and assist you. But when you are oblivious to the fact that Dorothy is no longer in Kansas, you may be in for a cultural shock when you're faced with the sobering reality that the West is not the patriarchy they convinced you that it was, and that this is what it really looks like when men are in complete control of a given society. And any women that come or that wear the idea of being masculine as a badge of honor, look, they can only do that in a Western culture where men are required to refrain from displays of masculinity that threaten a woman's idea of how tough she really is. Have you ever seen movies where a king or a mighty leader, he always has an oracle at his side? You ever notice that the oracle is usually a woman? Now, how about spellcasters and conjurers of the spirit world? Mostly women. Now, could it be that this is symbolic of where each one of their greatest powers lie? A man in the physical and a woman in the metaphysical, or the things that are not yet seen. Now, there's no science to this, but it's interesting to think about it. And I've noticed that there are many women who are willing to give themselves credit for having a divine ability, but yet not willing to take credit for manifesting an unfavorable reality or an unwanted outcome by that same exercising of divine ability. See, the undisciplined tongue can be that manifester, and uncontrolled emotions can influence the physical within the reality being manifested by the verbal. But the culture of Western society, which greatly tolerates a woman with a reckless tongue, has a way of redefining recklessness and calling it liberty. And this lack of immediate consequence can cause you to extrapolate this manner of social conditioning to the entire globe. And if it is a woman that has the proclivity to go from 0 to 100 really quickly, in the West, you're expected to move out of her way and let her air out her grievance because we have the freedom of speech. But should she travel the world, this lack of emotional and verbal control may blind her from the reality of that she's facing a concrete wall up ahead. And what do you think happens when someone goes 100 miles per hour into a concrete wall? But when we're in a society that cushions the blow of consequence by creating remedy systems that encourage irresponsible behavior, and there's footage that shows that this particular woman in question has a habit of disrespecting men and getting away with it free of consequence. So this was a pre-existing issue that she decided to take with her to Dubai. But it goes to show the detriment of being in the zone for too long. In the West is known for putting people in the zone of oblivion. So you can go to Colorado, California, New York, Michigan, and light up a doobie. So why wouldn't you think that you can show up on Vladimir Putin's doorstep with a blunt hanging out of your mouth, Brittany Griner? Now, I know that those weren't the exact details, but you get the point. You see, establishing a conservative baseline can be the very thing that saves your life one day. And understanding that power, which lies within the tongue, and the virtue of wisdom, that can ensure that when you do speak, that what you manifest was done intentionally. And if there are consequences, well, then they were anticipated and accepted. Lest you waste your words building the walls of abandoned realities that you are too ashamed to claim responsibility for. Because, you can laud about your education and your intelligence, but intelligence is often knowing what to say. But wisdom is knowing whether or not to say it.